Welcome back to my Road to Completion guide for Uncharted Drake's Fortune Remastered. This is episode number 12, and we're working on 2 trophies here at the beginning of this episode. The 2 trophies are called 30 Kills with the Mk-NDI and Grenade Hangman. Now you guys can see that all I'm doing is hanging from this ledge and throwing grenades at these enemies, okay? Every time I get a kill, I'm getting credit for both trophies. 30 kills with the Mk-NDI, which is basically the grenades, is saying, look, you got to get 30 kills with grenades. And of course, I'm doing that. But if I'm doing it from the Hangman position, I'm also working on that second trophy, Grenade Hangman. We have to kill 10 enemies while we hang from a ledge. So I'm getting credit for both of those trophies at once as long as I'm hanging from this ledge. If you guys remember back in episode 11, we talked about Triple Dynamite and Dynamite Master, and I told you guys that you could farm for those 2 trophies in episode 11, or you could wait. If you decided to wait, I would show you guys another spot in the guide, and that's actually coming up once we reach episode 13, where you could farm for those 2 trophies. And that is true. I will show you guys where to farm for those 2 trophies once we reach episode 13 if you decided not to get them in episode 11. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because there is a chance that you guys might randomly get those 2 trophies to pop while you're farming for 30 kills with the Mk-NDI and Grenade Hangman. The reason why this is possible is because you guys are tossing grenades at enemies. If you're lucky enough to catch these enemies on the other side of that wall, even if you're blindly throwing the grenade and they just happen to be grouped up together, you're going to start getting credit for both of those trophies. So it is possible for some of you to get 4 trophies in this episode, even if you're not trying to get, the Triple Dynamite and the Dynamite Master. They still might randomly pop for you guys here. If they do, then you guys don't have to worry about farming for those in episode 13. But remember, if you do not have Triple Dynamite and Dynamite Master, by the time you leave this episode, I have you guys covered once we reach episode 13. And it's these type of trophies that makes planning an RTC difficult for a game like Uncharted, because if you die, all the kills that you have up to that point still count towards your cumulative total. And because there's trophies related to cumulative totals, it affects everything, right? I have to ensure that you guys have the option of when your trophies pop, right? You can get them when I get them or wait to the end of the game, but I can't play the game and show my trophies popping without giving you guys an opportunity to get them when I get them. Does that make sense? It makes it a little bit unique for creating a guide like this. I could have easily said, hey, let's just all go to the end of the game, get through crushing, and then we'll all go back and pick up our trophies. But I would have had some trophies popping along the way. You guys wouldn't have had trophies popping along the way. And that kind of defeats the purpose of an RTC, because there's something about my trophy popping on my screen, and then you're playing at the exact same time. You're playing the exact same combat area, doing exactly what I'm asking you guys to do, and your trophy pops at the same time mine does. And many of you have commented over the years that that's what you love about this type of series, right? Is that we're kind of playing the game together in a way. And so it's very difficult to string some of these trophies together, especially for a game like this. So the main point I'm trying to drive home here is that you guys can unlock these trophies at any point in the guide that you want to. But I'm limited. I'm limited by the algorithm, the YouTube search algorithm. I'm limited by the number of characters I can have in the title of my videos. And I definitely don't want you guys unlocking trophies. Let's say in episode 2 you unlock a trophy and then I don't unlock a trophy until episode 8. That throws off things. That's a little bit confusing. So I have to have these set places where I know we can all get the trophies, even if it's not necessarily the quickest method, just to make sure that nobody has their trophies pop before I do. But I will always tell you guys when you can pick the trophy up at a later point in the guide if it's quicker. So I hope that I've explained that well enough for you guys. Let's backtrack in the guide a bit. After that previous combat area, we picked up another treasure. That was your 14th treasure out of 61. And now we have to face off against 2 enemies above the waterfall. Remember, anytime it's a 2v1, all you have to do is focus on one enemy and wait for that enemy to reload. When that enemy reloads, it's stuck in an animation. It cannot fire at you. And that's exactly when you guys want to peek out of cover and get your kill. After you guys kill the first enemy, the last enemy should be easy for you guys to take out. You can be aggressive. You can just peek out of cover, get some shots on target and try to get your kill. Or you can wait for that second enemy to reload as well. that's going to be your safest play, right? If that enemy is reloading and he's stuck in an animation, that means that you guys are pretty safe. The reason why both of these methods work is because if they're stuck in a reload animation, you guys are safe to fire. We just talked about it. But if you're playing things out aggressive, and like I said, this only really works with one enemy on screen. If it's a 2v1, it's dangerous. But if it's a 1v1 and you fire your gun at an enemy, even if you miss, they will oftentimes try to move out of the way of your bullet. When they do, they're stuck in an animation, and that gives you guys advantage play. You guys can even use this to your advantage sometimes when you come out of cover just by putting your reticle on the enemy. You're not even firing your weapon. They're trained to know when you have an angle on them, okay? So when you put that reticle on their body, they're gonna move because they're trying to avoid your bullet. So a lot of times you can manipulate them, right? And I wanted to show you this here. Notice how I pointed at the waterfall and went left to right with my reticle. I was showing you that there was no enemies. But as soon as you ledge up to this platform that I'm hanging off of now, that's when the two enemies spawn in. But what you guys want to do is ledge up to the platform and then quickly press O to ledge back down. That's going to give you guys cover from those two enemies. Remember, it's a 2v1 situation, so you want to pick one of the enemies, wait for them to reload, get that advantage play, and then of course you can be aggressive or you can wait for the second enemy to reload. I'll leave that up to you guys. After you guys kill both of those enemies, come over here and grab the 2 grenades, and then you guys have some more ammo waiting on you here. And we have one more treasure that I want you guys to pick up. It's called the Silver Inca Vessel. It's going to be treasure 15 of 61. It's to the right over here in the corner. And that's going to wrap it up for this episode, guys. I will see you back here in episode 13. Remember, if you don't have triple dynamite or dynamite master, we will be picking those up in the next episode, okay? So I'll see you guys once we get there. Just climb the vine up here. That'll put you guys in the next combat sequence, and that's where we're going to be picking up in episode 13. I'll talk to you guys then. Be good.